My name is Pilley and I'm the Managing Director of Stroud Brewery. We're a dedicated organic brewery making organic beers, which we sell to pubs largely in the region. And we're also quite a busy tap room. That's about half our business with all sorts of events. So rising costs have affected every aspect of our business. We're a living wage employer, for example, and at our margins, that means we have to sell about £210,000 worth more goods and services, and that's just our wage bill. And the reason those wages have gone up is because the cost of living has gone up and all our supplies have gone up. So that includes things like malt and hops and electricity and all costs. So we have to either put our prices up or sell those extra goods and services. And that is the balance that we have to decide on to tackle it. The sector does feel fragile. What I've got to be thankful for is that we always seem to come through, even through COVID or these difficult times, we do find strategies to cope with it. So environmental impact has always been at the forefront of my thinking and our business. Ultimately, the reason we want to mitigate climate change is to support biodiversity. If you're going to have biodiversity, you want to choose a farming method that encourages that in our countryside. In terms of reducing costs and improving energy efficiency, our first step has been to do a carbon footprint. We actually just want to measure what our impact is and where we're using that power. And we've done that now for 3 consecutive years. In terms of electricity use, gas use, water use, when we benchmark against our similar sized businesses, we're not doing too badly. The question is then, as a responsible business, how in the future might we offset or further reduce? And there's going to be diminishing returns on those small incremental improvements. So ultimately we will be looking to offset, or our preference is actually to inset. So looking at our supply chain and how we might help our suppliers reduce their impact or encourage them to reduce their impact. But then other things that we might do to help inset is, maybe working with those farmers for soil carbon capture, or even something like investing in solar on, farm buildings. In terms of electricity, we have worked with our landlord, so we're actually a tenant in the building, and our landlord has installed solar on the roof, and we're the principal customer. We use far more electricity than the solar can provide, but it provides up to about 25% of our annual needs. And we have an agreement that we buy that at less than the market rate. So we benefit and they repay their capital. And because it's their building, they have that asset there for a long time. Recruitment has been an ongoing problem since COVID. We've seen a real change in the workforce, and hospitality has been affected particularly badly. Of our, let's say, 50 staff in the bar and kitchen, about 50% of them are under 24. A lot of our employees are young students, college students, so there's no shortage of them. What there is a shortage of is skilled workers who have experience. And it's not just in the kitchen and bar, even in things like administration, somebody who's got skills in finance or sales. A lot of those people, we're just not finding those skills. So we're finding ourselves often training on the job and building up our own skill base. So the thing I'm most proud of for Stroud Brewery is just seeing the business develop a life of its own. We have a dedicated team of people who are absolutely passionate about our business, believe in what we're doing and our values. This immediate hurdle I think will pass, and then businesses like ours that are trying to make a difference and have a different vision for the future will thrive.